Good afternoon, this is Jack from the Afterchart.net, and this is an intraday video for Thursday the 26th of April. Our disclaimer, we do this for educational purposes only. We're here to share our technical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. We're not here to issue trading signals. Alright, let's start with ES. Now, ES, we have made the 60-minute buy signal target. We've made the double bottom target. We are very close to, or at, a test of declining resistance. Now, if we break up from this declining resistance, this is an important break. I was saying on Twitter this morning that if we broke up from this, then this was arguably a break up from a bear flag. The bear flag would be a little deep, but if this is, sorry, a bull flag. But if this is a bull flag, then the minimum target is a retest of this high here, so 27.15 or 17 or wherever it was. So let's have a quick look at the daily chart. I've got a couple of points to make from that. Well, one to make from that. Hang on, someone's got their sound on. I'm just checking through, see if I can see who it is. Nope, it's off now. Okay, first thing is, we closed below the daily middle band a couple of days ago, and we confirmed with another break below yesterday. The question is, are we going to close below it today? It's currently at 26.52. Obviously, we're thick end of 20 handles above that. We will see whether or not we close below it. But if we close back above it, then that is a break back above the daily middle band. We still have the 3-day rule on there, and I have to say I'm still leaning bearish on here, even if we do see a break up from here. If we do see a break up, what I'm thinking is likely to be happening here, and I could be mistaken obviously, is that we are heading off to hit the triangle resistance that we missed last time. That would put resistance very slightly above 27.17, which is the high last time. So let's say we'd be hitting that, let's say tomorrow or Monday, in the same sort of area or very slightly above. That would be too large to be a double top on that setup. We had a retracement of over 61%, but possibly it may behave in the same way anyway. Anyway, if we do see a breakup, the next obvious resistance is double resistance, monthly pivot, weekly pivot, 78 to 83, and there'd be nothing to say that we couldn't fail there. But it would be a candidate bull flag breaking up, and I would be correspondingly cautious on the short side, because that might mean that we're going to really need to go back to the previous high. So watching there with interest. We haven't broken up over it yet, but watching it with great interest. NQ's been first to the downside and has been first to the upside pretty much. Hang on. It has broken over declining resistance that looked like a falling megaphone, way too big to be a flag. But it's opened potential resistance at weekly pivot, monthly pivot, 67.27 and 67.43. TF, we've actually got a very nice bottoming pattern here, and it's set up yesterday, but unlike the other two, it hasn't actually broken up at all. I mean, it's broken up very, very slightly, but we're not really seeing the same rally on TF that we are seeing on the other two. And really it's barely rallying at all. So is that bullish, is that bearish? Depends whether that stays unbroken. If we find ES turns and then that heads down, then that's a Janus flag looking for at least a retest of this low. So if it goes higher, then we would have a possible test of declining resistance in the 1568 area and the weekly pivot not far above it. Okay, let's have a look at DX. Now DX spiked up. I've got a possible resistance trend line there, but at the moment we're just waiting for it to find a high. On the bigger picture, I've got a possible resistance level. Hang on a second. I suspect it's on one of these charts. Okay, can't remember which chart I left it on, but my possible channel resistance is up at about the 91.5 area. We're almost there. So if this is overall a flag channel, yeah, it would be coming from here. So I've got that 91.5, 91.55 area possible. We're going to need to go up there. CL hasn't really established a decent support trend line here. This is an opportunity to. All it has to do is hold weekly pivoted support and head up without breaking this trend line. But at the moment we've been making successive candidate support trend lines which have then all been breaking as we have shifted sideways in what is likely overall to be a bull flag. So as and when this bull flag breaks up, I've got the flag resistance currently in the 69.25 area. Then we're looking for a move to 70 to 71, then bigger retracement, then move up to about 74, I think. With a possible overthrow into the 77, 78 area, which is where I have a major resistance trend line that I was talking about as a target about 2.5 years ago. So, and once we get near to that, that may be magnetic and pull CL towards it, towards the test of it. So we'll see how that goes, but at the moment, still likely in a flag, seeing if weekly pivot can now actually hold us support. The jury is currently out. Now I've switched over to, I was having a couple of technical difficulties this morning. I've switched over to the June contract on NG, but I'm currently on the 2-hour chart. We've got a possible, actually it's 120-minute sell signal brewing. The sell signal, buy and sell signals have a very good track record on NG, so if we get one fixing, then that would be significant. But at the moment, we're nowhere near it fixing. It could be that it's heading up. I do have on the bigger picture a possibility this is a slightly oversized double bottom. So I'm thinking if we do get a significant move to the upside, it could potentially run. But this is likely to be the last move up before a much larger move down, which is worth bearing in mind on the long side. GC. Right, GC has broken below rising megaphone support. I mentioned this as a possible target when we were coming off on this area here. Once we'd established this trend line, we have gone through it, we've broken it. That's got a minimum target to retest this low here, which I've got at about 13.11. And we're probably going to need to hit that. So will it go lower? Maybe. Not necessarily at all. We are expecting a reversal on DX soon, so a reversal back up on GC soon. But we have in the meantime broken this strong 4-touch support trend line, so we can go lower. Okay, ZB. ZB has likely turned short term. Right, ZB is likely to turn short term and is bottoming out. Might possibly need a retest. The 60-minute buy signal has made the possible no-miss target. And really, ideally, we'd be looking at a move up to this resistance trend line here, currently in the 144.24 area, and obviously declining. So we shall see how that goes. HG. Sorry, a bit slow loading. All right, HG, that broke channel support this morning, and that opens potential further downside, testing the weekly pivot as resistance. If it heads down to trendline support, I've currently got that with the monthly pivot in the 3.05 area. No current buy or sell signals. KC. KC obviously broke up from the falling wedge, had a decent retracement back to the weekly pivot. That's held so far. I'm expecting to see at least a retest of this high here. That could be the second high of a double top, but equally if it heads straight through it and convert the monthly pivot to support, given that the monthly pivot obviously is the monthly pivot only for today, tomorrow, and Monday, of course. After that, we go on to new ones. Then that opens the upside. We shall see how it goes. We could be forming the right shoulder on an IHS here potentially. SB. SB's rallied off the low. I don't have a decent support trend line here, but obviously we've got a nice decent movement here. I think it's possible that the SB low is in. I think the short-term low is in. The 60-minute buy signal is now going to make target. We shall see how it goes. The main resistance here is this declining resistance. I've got that in the 12 area, and it's going to need to break over the 12 area to impress, really. So we shall see how that goes. But I'm liking this to the upside. Standalone like this quite a lot to the upside. So we shall see how that goes. CC. CC. Nice high and reversal here. I've sketched in a possible channel resistance trend line here. No current divergence, and there's not going to be any without establishing more highs here because it's gone down to the 40 level on this decline. Could this be a top forming? Yes, it could. I'm not seeing strong evidence for it. We've certainly got all negative divergence on the daily chart that we could want for it. ZW. Right, ZW obviously broke up from this falling wedge. Nice move up. It's backtesting the monthly pivot at the moment. No current signals. I think ideally it backtests and goes. So I think Stan's looking higher on this one. GBP USD. GBP USD is getting down towards, I think Stan was talking about it being unlikely to go below 1.388. And it's down currently at 1.3923. We've got pretty decent support here. It's got down into the right target area. I think we may well be forming the second low on a double bottom here, and a better one than we had before. I like this more to the upside, quite a lot more to the upside. If we are going to see a move, a reversal on DX soon, which does look likely. So I think GBP USD likely to get a rally back to at least 141 and very possibly higher. We shall see. USD, obviously this spiked down, and that was the reason that DX spiked up. We are still on a 60-minute buy signal. I've got a possible overall channel here now, in which case it's just made the short-term low and is likely to head back to channel resistance, which is currently in the 122 area. I'm not sure. There must have been, I'm assuming there was some news for a very, very sharp sell-off, but there might not have been. But in any case, it's all within the target ranges. So USD JPY has made the minimum double bottom target. That may well be it. For USD JPY, may see no more. We've got a possible double bottom here, or a head and shoulders in the in formation. I think we may well be topping out here, but our nice looking channel resistance has broken, so I don't have good trend line confirmation of that. USD CAD. USD CAD went a little higher. I was talking about the possibility of go higher yesterday. It went a little higher. Looks as though it may be topping out here. We've still got a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed. And I'm still wondering whether it might possibly make it to the monthly pivot. Obviously, this is positively correlated with DX, although it's obviously not been having a move like DX this morning. Australian dollar. Right, if you've got any questions, toss them in. I'll answer them at the end. Australian dollar. I think this is bottoming out. A 60-minute buy signal has fixed. This may be forming a larger pattern to the downside, but we really are expecting to see a turn soon. And that may actually be a very significant turn from which it will go up a lot. We have, on the bigger picture, we've broken a support trend line here in the 76 area, and it could be this is actually setting up for more downside, but I suspect we're just resetting the support trend line, and I'm hoping that's going to give us a channel by the time that is done. That may be very close to done too now. So NZUSD. NZUSD, we've got a 60-minute buy signal fixed overnight. Possible bottoming action here. That looks like a potential double bottom forming. So we shall see. I think we like the upside on NZ. We may well see quite a lot of upside on NZ. All right, that's a wrap. I'm seeing a question. Amazon reports after the close, clearly going to move all equity indices. More an FYI, I guess, unless you already know their results. I'm sad to say I do not know their results. So I think I think my lean would probably be down, but obviously we have to wait to see what the earnings are. Earnings, as far as I'm aware, there are no magic powers from charting, so I'm unaware of their results and cannot predict them with trend lines. Although we can do some pretty impressive stuff, obviously. So I think we shall see. All right, great.